All right, Andy, 175 ball speed, I know it.
You think you can do it? I don't think you can do it.
Yeah, I think I can.
Come on then. Oh, there was some power there.
Some hang time
It was
as
close,
well.
that was, Pierce. It was pretty close. 150, not bad. Hi everybody, welcome to Me and My Golf. We're your coaches, Andy and Pierce, and in today's Impact Show, we're going to be talking about how your backswing could be killing your distance. Let's take charge of your game. So as you can see, guys, we are not in the UK. We're at our favourite place here in Southern California at the beautiful Grand Del Mar. So big thanks for these guys to actually having us here. Now today, Pierce, we're talking distance. Now the theme of the month is all about swing faults. So please leave any comments down below. For next year, really, we want to know what themes you'd like to see. So please post them down below. Now, when it comes to swing faults, Pierce, especially distance, we're looking really, it's probably a common trend that we see amongst the guys that we teach that lose them distance. And really talking about the backswing today, because if we can get the backswing right, more so for the guys watching this, it helps us really set up for an efficient downswing. But it is different for tour pros, isn't it?
I mean, look, tour pros spend an incredible amount of time hitting golf balls, so they can have funky looking backswings, but then they're very good at obviously figuring out what works. So their transition, their downswing, that's when they get the power back. Whereas amateurs don't have as much time really, or as much talent, and that's why it's obviously causing lack of distance in this instance here.
Yeah, definitely. And the swing faults that we're going to cover today really are, they're going to influence club speed, ball speed, but also launch conditions, making sure you can hit slightly more up on the golf ball with a lower spin. And if we can get that right, we're going to get a little bit more out of the golf ball. So let's get on to the first swing fault, Pierce. Talk us through what it is, what it can cause, and then we'll go through how to fix it.
Okay, so the disconnected move away. So let's just show you what that is in case you don't know what that is. So disconnected move away is literally when you're moving the club away and the club looks to disconnect from the normal motion of the body. So often when you do this, you can see the body isn't actually rotating. All the effort is coming from those hands and arms. Now look at the club face. I've made the club face very weak. I've put a lot of loft on it. I've opened the club face. That transpires now possibly into an open club face when you're hitting the golf ball, or a high loft, which is not going to give you good distance.
And we often see people do this because they're sometimes trying to put the club in a certain position instead of moving it there. They know the club should be here, so they sort of put it there, don't they? Yeah. Okay, so what's the drill? What can we do?
Okay, drill. Well, we've got our friend, the alignment stick. So all we're going to do is, now, don't recommend hitting shots doing this. This is more to give you a feeling. You can do this hitting shots, but we never really recommend it that much.
Especially not with the driver.
No, not with the driver. So what we're doing is, now you can see we're holding the golf club. Now you may need to feel, if you were hitting shots, you put the ball further forward because it obviously messes with the hands a little bit. But you can see I've got the alignment stick under the club and tucked in on my belt. Now it depends on the person, but for me it's on the belt anywhere around this region. Now if I disconnect my move away, look at that, the stick comes well away from the body very early. So what I want to do is I want to maintain that alignment stick pushing into the body, into the hip, as I take the club back. Now look at the club face. Nice and strong, nice and neutral, but look at the body. The body's rotating and I'm engaging my core.
Definitely. So as soon as really the hands, we want to make sure that this stays on the body until the hands get past the right thigh. Because as soon as it does start to get past the thigh, we're then going to start to create a little bit of wrist set. So the initial move away there is really important, that it stays on that hip in that first move away.
Absolutely. And really good feeling on how to do this.
And you can see when you do that, Pierce, there, you can see that this look is being engaged, the torso is moving, and everything's in sequence there. And if we get everything in sequence, it means that we're going to produce more speed in the downswing. Yeah.
Okay. So when we take that away, and then we'll hit a shot now and give you that feeling of what to do when you hit the golf ball with this. So obviously you want to feel as though you're engaging the body and the torso is working. But as you're doing this, the handle of the golf club, I like to feel with people, is that it stays lower. So disconnected move away often looks like that. Handle comes up in the air. If we can get the feeling of the handle staying lower, it actually gets you to work your body. And then when it comes to setting your wrist afterwards, you can do a pretty decent job of that as well.
Okay, come on, we've got a TrackMan in place now. It's all about speed, remember, today, Pierce. So I don't want a soft one here. I want some ball speed on this one, please.
Okay, all right then.
Ooh, that was
I don't care what the ball speed was, that's a really good hit.
That is nice. Okay, let's just take a look at that. So, ball speed on that was 167.8.
Was it really?
That was nice. Now, quick question for you guys. What is the average ball speed on tour? Is it 167, 177 or 187? Post your comment down below and we'll pin the person who gets it right to the top. Okay, so the next swing fault, Pierce, talk us through what it is, but also what it causes in the golf swing.
The dreaded reverse spine. So let's show you. So the reverse spine angle is when you get to the top of the backswing, and your spine is backing up towards the target. And you can tell from my voice, one of the problems we get with the reverse spine is we can get lower back pain. So if you're getting lower back pain, video yourself straight away and see if this is a problem for you. If we think about this as well, when I'm here at the top, it's very difficult for me to engage my lower body. I'm not really going to do that, and invariably I'm going to swing down steep. So if you're hitting down with a driver, hitting these high weak cuts, maybe hitting off the top of the golf club, it could be because you're reverse spining.
Yeah, so that downward attack angle is going to rob you of distance as well. So show us what we need, Pierce, and then we'll go through a drill.
Massively. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to think, I think a big focus for us is this lead shoulder. So if you look at my lead shoulder when I reverse spine, no good. If we look at it when I do a good job, we can see it travels away from the target better.
You can see here now Pierce's spine angle is leaning away from the target, really puts him behind the golf ball as well to help with the launch angle, but there's no pressure on his lower back either, which is key.
Okay, so drill.
Yes, please.
Good friend of ours, Dave Phillips from TPI, gave us this one, and everyone else one of these as well, because it's online, called Reach Over the Fence. So the one thing that we see when we ask people to not reverse spine, if we were just to ask them to not do it, we'd probably see this. We probably see people move a lot over here. They don't reverse spine, but they move a lot over here. So if you imagine there's a fence to the side, what I'm going to ask you to do now is to reach over that fence. So you can see I'm reaching over the fence, so my body, my hips are rotating, my torso is rotating, my spine angle's really good, but I'm not moving over here, I'm just reaching over the fence.
Hold it there. Now that's a key thing as well when we do this. We've got to make sure the hips don't go that way, as Pierce mentioned. As long as we rotate the hips and then lean over this way, we can get nice and stable with the lower body and just put that upper body in a good place, Pierce, to hit up on the golf ball.
I prefer it being an electric fence, by the way, as well, so if you do move, you're going to get
And what I like about this, it also gets the pressure into the trail leg. You know, we know the longer hitters all get the load, the pressure into that trail leg to then push back from as well. So there's loads of great things from
Do you know what? If you don't reverse spine, reach over the fence is still a really good drill for you.
Right, you're warmed up now, Pierce, by the way.
I'm
We've
not
got another
sure.
one to hit
pull
here.
down.
So let's see. So you had 167 on the first one.
Okay.
Let's see if you can beat it.
See if I can beat that, shall we?
Very
You know
nice.
what? That was all right.
To the right, a little bit of a leaker
Yeah,
there.
leaking out
But
to the right a little bit, that one.
you're definitely warming up. It's 169.1 on that one, Pierce. So
Okay.
you're definitely getting there, aren't you?
Just about.
Okay, third and final swing for Pierce, the overswing. Now I know what you guys are thinking. Some of the longest hitters in the world have this really long swing. But
Yep.
look, the thing is with that, a long swing is okay for distance. It can help distance, but from a consistency aspect, Pierce, if the club face gets a little open, it causes a lot of inconsistencies down at impact and a lot of sort of weak shots. So talk through what we see in terms of the overswing, Pierce, and then we'll sort of go through how to correct it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You think of Joe Miller, he's got a very long golf swing. He's the longest in the world, pretty much, Justin James, those guys there. But the problem we see with amateurs when they do overswing is that we get a breakdown at the top of this lead wrist. So you can see now my club face, if I move to the side because you're not going to see it because of the camera view, is in an open position. We want to have it a little bit more like that. So as soon as you set that club open at the top by having this overswing, it's going to be your job to square that club face up as you hit it. Now look what I've done. I've now not used my body. I've squared the face up, I've added a ton of loft to it. So if I'm hitting a golf shot with this, I am not gaining any distance whatsoever.
Yeah, and we also often see that lead arm breaking down as well. So we really tend to sort of maybe get poor wrist angles and the lead arm breaks down, which makes it very hard to consistently get back to impact. So we want good wrist angles, Pierce, but even having a shorter golf swing, some people think it's going to lose distance, but if we can have this shorter golf swing, it helps sequence everything up and keeps that club face stable. Just talk us through it.
Yeah, so we've got a drill called ready, set, go. So all we're literally going to get you to do, and I'll hit one in a moment, is we get ourselves ready. We set earlier, so we set in the club earlier and then we go, but we're doing it all in one fluid motion. So actually we'll hit that shot right now and we'll have a little bit of a talk about the wrists. So ready, set, go. Okay, so it's literally about just creating that shorter swing, that good movement here whilst hitting a few drill shots, and then you expand that obviously into a full shot.
Definitely.
But it's really important when you are working the wrist sets that you work it well. So what we want to do is when you're sitting the wrist, we don't want you to do this and get the club face open where you create a lot of cup here. We want you to set your wrists, making sure you get a good bend in the back of the trail wrist and the lead wrist is relatively flat. It doesn't have to be perfectly flat, but it's relatively flat. So we can see that club face is still in a strong square position.
Definitely, and I think the key thing of this is sometimes we see the overswing. Most people don't tend to use the wrist well enough, so they go to here, they carry on, they break down. So if we can create the set earlier, there's no need then to swing all the way up here and lose that sort of set in the arms and the club face.
Absolutely
So,
correct.
right, you got one more shot then, Pierce.
One more shot.
Up to your speed on
169 was it? Yeah.
169. I'm going to see
So
if you
obviously
can get 170 plus.
I know that I'm going to be getting this ready, set, go feeling, but I'm obviously not really thinking about that too much other than just hitting it hard. I want 170, Andy. A little bit pull, but I think it's going to be all right. It's got good air time, but I think I healed it, so I think the ball speed will be down a little bit.
I think you're getting tired, Pierce. 166.9,
Yeah,
but still pretty good. Still pretty good.
Contact was the problem more so on that one. There.
Still
What was the
pretty
club
good.
speed? I reckon the club speed was high. We'll put that in.
It was,
there as
yeah.
well.
We'll put that in as well, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. I
128
think there's some key things there for you guys to think about. If you want to create a little bit more distance, make sure you look at the backswing. There are 3 things there: the disconnected move away, the reverse spine, and the overswing. If you get those 3 things right, it's certainly going to help you play some better golf.
So we hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you hit that like button if you did, and comment down below. Don't forget the ball speed question. And if you have any short hitting friends, make sure you share with those guys so you can maybe help them with their distance just a little bit.
Are you somebody who's struggling to break 90? Well, if you are, we have the perfect solution. We've created a 6-week coaching plan where myself and Pierce personally guide you week by week to break this milestone.
Yeah, we've had some amazing success so far with this. So what are you waiting for? Click the corner and we'll see you in week 1.